Yes, people, welcome back to AFTV. This is it, the preview for PSG versus Arsenal, the second leg, a 1-0 down aggregate, over in the Parc des Princes. I'm joined by Turkish and Laurie.
Is it Parc des Princes?
Parc des Princes?
Parc des Princes.
Parc des Princes, Parc des Princes, Parc des Princes, Parc des Princes. You're right. All that research, all that prepping. I can't even say the next stadium. Parc des Princes. But let me go with Le Retour. Le Retour. Le Retour. I think that's what it is.
What's that?
The comeback.
Come on, man, you're fucking about. We should start this preview again.
What is it? The what?
Le Retour.
Retour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Like,
I've heard worse.
Yeah.
I've heard worse.
Did you
remember when Bellingham was talking about remontada?
That is
How did that go?
Yeah, true.
How about we just do our job on the pitch?
Well, yeah, so that is where we're
That's
going
the
to
fucking
How about
preview,
it,
people.
is it?
That's what we're
Hit
going to
the
do.
like
That's it.
Make sure you're subscribed, because
Thanks for watching.
it's on them, innit?
When we win a corner.
First 30 seconds.
All right, boys, let's discuss this because it is a big one. And Turkish kind of said it. Listen, down to you lot. Go and do it on the pitch, but let's break it down. Let me start actually. Ousmane Dembele. I was reading that we're putting him on course for a Ballon d'Or. Is he having that good of a? I don't think he was good the other night, but I don't think he was a standout player for PSG. But is he someone that I know
Well,
he's
he was a
currently-
stand-up player because he scored the only goal.
Yeah, I know, but he wasn't.
His stats in 2025 are better than everyone. He's got the best numbers, goals and assists wise.
That's what. Yeah.
If
It's
PSG win the
sensational this
Champions
season.
League, then
And then when you consider as well, it weren't that long ago that he'd fallen out with the manager. Got dropped. Remember in the game we played earlier in the group stage of the Champions League? He was left out of the team for disciplinary reasons.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he'd fallen out with Enrique. So
Well, people were doing the Saka
numbers that he's posting are ridiculous.
Dembele comparisons not too long ago. So when I read that he's on course for a Ballon d'Or, I was like, oh wow, he must be having
Well,
a
I
really
mean,
good
listen, if
season.
they go on to win the Champions League, which obviously we hope they don't, then he will be in the conversation because the numbers he's posting at the moment are pretty phenomenal. He's 30-odd goals already.
Yeah.
so they're winning shit. That's when you
they've won the
if
French
your numbers
title.
link up to winning trophies,
You get in the
then
conversation.
you're in the conversation. That's
Exactly,
why
yeah.
it's essentially Salah, Dembele, your Rafinha that are being talked about, really.
Yeah.
And not only that, one thing I would say about Dembele, and it's been said before, he's one of the most genuinely two-footed players in world football.
Yeah.
People have said they don't even know which is his best foot. So he's ridiculously talented.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was what I was reading up on before. And then before we kind of get into breakdown, this preview is brought to you by Paramount UK. So thank you for sponsoring this video. And here's a little bit more on them now. Well, it's the biggest game of the season without question. Arsenal head to Paris with it all on the line, needing to overturn a 1-goal deficit to reach the Champions League final. And our friends over at Paramount UK are offering you a super boost for the occasion. They're super boosting a goal to be scored in both halves. And the odds? Now boosted to 6-4. This offer goes live this Wednesday at 8 AM, so be sure to check out our socials or come back to the video as the link will be in the description below. This offer is for both new and existing customers. Just remember, you must be 18 or over and a UK resident. Full terms and conditions apply, and a huge thank you to Paramount UK for sponsoring this video. Roy, I'm going to give you some props. I'm going to bring up your...
Wow.
No, do you know what? Do you know what I'm going to do?
I'm
No, do you know what I'm going to do,
staggered.
actually? I'm going to big up your channel. People, go and subscribe and check out LL Sports,
That's the one.
The reason why I'm doing this is because before we recorded, Laurie said, Cecil would like you on the channel, we're going to do 5 things on how we beat PSG.
Go on, give them a preview.
I don't want to spoil the video for everyone on his channel, so make sure you check it out. But I would like to take some of those. I'll make it even. Give me 3.
No, but you know what it is,
Give me
right? There
3.
were things that we never did well. We never played well against PSG, bro. We started poorly.
But did you see ways to beat them in
Yeah,
that
I saw
game?
things. There were things that we didn't capitalise on, things that we didn't do.
Okay,
And if we get them right, things like the obvious. We lost the battle in midfield. We didn't press well enough, together enough. We didn't capitalise on our set pieces. There was a multitude of things that we never did well. That if we do well in the return leg, we can beat them. Listen, PSG are a very good team. Yeah, we knew that going in.
Yeah.
But we have to be honest. We did not cover ourselves in glory in that game at the Emirates. We didn't.
No,
We didn't play well.
You're right. They stunned
And in
us a
that
bit.
first, I would say 30, 35 minutes, they played us off the park pretty much.
You're not wrong there. Turkish. I'm not going to ask you for 5 things because I'm struggling to think of 2. But
yeah.
you watched the game here at the Emirates, and I think PSG was sensational. Maybe they shocked us, they stunned us. They kind of did what we did to Real Madrid, and in when we went over to the Bernabeu, I think was a bit stunned by how good they were, but is there anything you look at and think, okay, going into this reverse fixture at their place, this is something that could be the swing that can change the tide in that game? Is there anything, maybe Partey returning, was there way more that you need to consider? It's a tough one. Is it? I mean,
I think primarily they won the midfield battle, so Partey coming back should help in that department.
Yeah.
Because you'd expect them not to walk through the way they did for the goal and bopped it around us for quite a bit of that game in moments, because we did come into it and Declan Rice did have a decent game. But yeah, I think the midfield battle is key, and Partey being back is definitely a good thing. And we created enough chances we should have left here with at least a goal or two. Now PSG should have left with 3 or 4 probably. Yeah. But we're talking about us. We created enough, having played pretty poorly, I'd say. There were just moments like Lewis Skelly burst through midfield in behind Martinelli, Declan Rice burst through midfield, Trossard, or Saka coming down the left, burst between 2 defenders. That was our 3 real big moments in that game. Should have scored all 3 of them really.
Yeah.
But ended up didn't get any. So if we play better than we did here, we're going to be creating some chances, right? That should be a given. We've got to just be clinical, and that's something that all season's been a problem. That's why we've scored what we've scored in the league, and that's why again, it's that side of the pitch we're looking at more so than defensively. Because as much as Gabriel's been out, Kiwior stepped up and done his thing.
He has.
Kiwior's, I won't say been immaculate. He's had his moments, but he hasn't cost us anything. So it's not like we look at Gabriel and say we're missing him, unless we're talking about the aerial threat on set pieces. But generally, set pieces have died down since December anyway. It was the first half of the season we was really doing our thing.
Well, no, to be fair to Kiwior, he has got a set piece goal since he's come.
Yeah, that header was a very nice header
true.
as well. So even that, I mean,
that's true.
He's even got one of those.
Yeah,
so I think we need to win the midfield battle for sure. Partey being back will help, but that doesn't mean Vitinha isn't, the baller we saw he is against us in the home leg here, or Neves. They linked up so well in that midfield. So, we're going to have chances. PSG are going to have chances. It's going to come. I think there's goals in the game. I think the first goal, if we get it, very important. The first goal, if they get it, we can still come out of there, but we can't lose our heads. But at the same time, I'm not one of these people saying, let's keep it tight till the 70th, 80th. That man are infatuated with fine margins. That's
James. That's your boy.
James wants that. Is that what he said? That doesn't make sense to me. We've had 90 minutes to score against them and get a lead advantage. We didn't do that. So what we're going to do? Wait another 70 of the next 90 we have to see where we're at, and then maybe do something.
I like the way you put things together.
But we've had 90. It didn't work. We're 1-0 down. They went on the front foot against us here. Let's try and do the same against them there. That's how I expect it. So. Yeah, we're going to need to take risks, whether Arteta does that or not, because he's risk averse, the way he moves. So, I don't know, man.
I think you're right. We do need to take risks, but I would caution against going all out. I don't think Arteta will do that anyway. I don't think that's in his DNA.
I don't think all out.
I think he's quite a risk averse, cautious, very meticulous in his approach, and he will be saying to them, "Listen, man, we need a goal, but do not give them the start that they had at the Emirates." That is crucial, because I think the first goal in this game changes everything. If we score it, then it's game on.
I like
if they score it, it's pretty much game
done. I don't know. I liked what you said. You said if they score the first goal, it's
if
not
they score the first goal in the first half, we still got a chance to score 2.
I respect that.
But if they score the first goal 70 minutes in because we're waiting to see where we're at, then you're fucked.
Well, I spoke to Stuart, Parisian
Londoner.
Yeah. And he was we had quite an in-depth conversation. And this was before the first game, because he was going to come on my channel, LL Sports TV. Make sure you check it out. Anyway.
I'm really giving you the shameless plug in the video.
I can't pass up these opportunities, man.
There wasn't one. You just seized it. 2-footed tackle. The ball wasn't even there to be won.
I gave us such good promo as well.
Anyway, I digress. Right, so he was saying to me, and this was before the first game, he said that PSG, young, talented, energetic, all the rest of it. But he said it's an area of weakness. He goes, they can crack under pressure.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
So if we go there on Wednesday and we score the first goal, especially if it's quite early in the game, then demons could start into their minds. All of a sudden, they're under a bit of pressure. If we start playing well and gaining a bit of confidence, you never know what could happen. It's vital we get the first goal, in my opinion.
I want to ask you both a question, and I'm worried to hear your answer for it. I'll ask you both a question. If the best PSG turn up on Wednesday and the best Arsenal turn up, who wins the game?
That's a great question.
What's the best Arsenal? No.
This season? This
Just
We haven't seen the best Arsenal since last season, really. So
You would have to say,
okay, yeah, best Arsenal this
season.
No,
no.
This season.
No, we
If
say
we're
Real Madrid.
talking about
Real
this
Madrid.
season.
Yeah, this has to be this.
Real
Has to be
Madrid
this
were,
season.
you know.
You have to do this. You can't go back to past seasons. You have to go to. But best PSG turn up this season, which I'll probably the like prison London. I might even say the Arsenal game, and then against our best Arsenal. I don't know what your performance is, but if that Arsenal turns up in your head, who wins the game? If everyone's 10 playing at level 10 in each team, who wins the game? And that's including squad as well.
They win the game.
I'd have to agree with Turkish. Especially when you consider that they'll have the advantage of being at home as well. With that crowd they got to.
And they got magic.
We haven't got magic.
And we ain't got magic.
Rice not free.
I mean
free
that
kick
was magic. Yeah,
that was definitely
but
magic.
I mean, look how we reacted to it. I mean, it's the first time we've seen something like that for years. Even Jova was telling him to fucking cross it or win a throw in or something. I don't know what Jova was telling him, but yeah, he tried to suppress that magic. So
It's okay. I hear you. So you both agreed on that. Yeah.
I'd give PSG the edge because they're at home.
Okay.
And you know what I mean, that stadium when it's rocking, which it will be, is quite something, you know what I mean? So listen, man, it's going to be a very difficult job to do. I mean, I think I'm also going to say this: the more open the game is, the more fearful I am for that game as well.
Yeah,
we need
that's
one of them controlled performances where we keep them to zip.
It's a great point.
And then we nick something, you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying that.
It's hard
tactically, it's going to be very.
It's hard to control a team like
is,
PSG.
yeah.
I mean, from what I saw at the home leg, that they made it open. They are very dynamic. They're very.
You know why?
Aggressive
Because
in the attack.
from the minute that game kicked off, they were on us.
Yeah, they were light.
And I think that they surprised us, to be honest.
No, I agree. I think
that
majority would say
we
that
were
as well.
caught lacking.
Yeah. Let me before we go into information around the game and predictions. Do we have as fans? I'm going to come away from, because you said at the top of this preview, just do what you got to do on the pitch and get it done. And you're right by that. It's on the players. It's on Arteta as well, but it's mainly on the players. We've done the Predicts 11 video that will be coming out soon, and everyone, I'm assuming, will align with what we expect Arsenal to go with. So it's kind of on the players to do it on the pitch. But do the fans at all have anything when it comes to building pressure for this game? We know how big this game is a big game regardless. It's the second leg of the semi-finals, but are we putting too much on it? Or is it, of course, this is the amount of pressure that goes on this game. It's a semi-final second leg. And I say this to say the fact that, you know, the talk before, bring your boots from Arteta, the tifos, and of course every team has tifos, but we built it up. I think fans, after the Real Madrid game, we really got excited about it. And I've seen, like I mentioned before, Steve and the Big Six talk about, you know, best players in the world now, before things like that. Are we doing too much as fans, or not? Or is this expected in a semi-final?
When I hear people say, "Oh, this is just another game," it's not another game. This is the game this season. You know what I mean? The buck stops here.
That is it. What I've said is,
the predicted
is it another
11,
game, or is it?
I made a point, and you know, a few eyebrows may have been raised, but given what's been happening with him over the last couple of months, and I'll say it again, for me, this is the biggest game of Martin Odegaard's career at Arsenal so far. Given his form at the moment, what he's going through, this game on Wednesday is the biggest game of his career.
That is it, Turkish. Is it just, should we be seeing it as just another game, or is that ridiculous to say, considering we haven't won the Champions League firstly, and also a major in so long? That what do people expect? Or do you not care about the other, whatever people are saying that Arsenal fans are? You're making too much of it. Act like you've been here before, basically.
A lot of the fans haven't. That's the problem, and that's on the club. I won't say that's on the fans.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, we're starving. We're starving, and there's lobster there. You want to smash that door through and eat that fucking lobster?
I do.
That's what I'm saying. So I can understand fans losing it.
It could be anything.
I called the Premier League steak, so I needed to think of something else.
Right.
Did I get it wrong? There's lobsters up there.
You're partial to some fish, yeah? Seafood.
I mean, I like prawns.
Yeah, I like prawns. Lobster's nice as well. We could have gone with something like Jamaican.
No, because you're Turkish, man. I thought you man like meat thing. You know what I mean?
I need you to calm down. I need you to calm down. Hello?
That is.
Because Jamaicans barbecue it up as well. Like,
To say-
No, listen, I'm
you
with
ain't
you.
barbecuing
You're
carrots and
Turkish.
stuff.
I'm with
To
you
say
on the
you're
meat,
Turkish,
I
bro.
say no more. I don't know whether
yo,
I don't know whether you're
let's-
saying
Hey, listen,
this.
right now, but
Yo,
one of my
let's
favourite
come away from
restaurants
this. This is not how
where I
it's
live
ended.
in Enfield is I've told you about that restaurant.
And you know,
And what-
Caribbean is top one
Yeah.
with Turkish food for me. So
Yeah.
let's.
Yeah,
but the way
so-
you dropped that, I didn't know whether you was
Yeah,
No, it's
sending.
not this.
I didn't
No,
know
it's
what was
not
going
this.
on.
The way you
No,
said it
please.
was crazy. You're Turkish. I thought your meat is your
let's
ticket.
move on. Where was
Anyway,
we, man? Where was we?
right.
Lobster. There's lobster there. Give me the fucking lobster.
Yeah. Okay, so it's
I
not,
like lobster.
It's not on the fans. It's not on the fans. And the reason why I had that question, and some people in the comments might get annoyed, but I get really frustrated with rival fans, other people saying, yeah, act like you've been here before. You guys are also adding to all this and all the stuff. It's a big fan base, Arsenal Football Club. And like you mentioned, some fans haven't got to this stage as supporting the club in their young careers following Arsenal. So
Yeah, I'm going to tout myself a little bit here, right? So I'm of a certain age, and I can say I'm fortunate enough to have attended a Champions League final. Myself and Robbie went 2006. Supporting Arsenal, that was one of the best days of my life in terms of supporting. And we lost that game.
Yeah.
But the whole experience of going over to France, engaging with the fans, memorable occasion. We've had too few of those.
I dream
in
of
recent
that.
years.
I'll be real. I was
So
winning it, but I
this
also
is
dreamed it
massive,
didn't.
bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is massive. When people say, "Oh, it's just another game," or we got to approach it, it's just
Love
this
that.
is
Love that. I
buck stops here.
I want it to be built as that, and I want the players to understand the importance
They
of it.
need
I
to
know they
understand.
do, but they're also the reward, which you've mentioned many a times, the reward that comes from getting over the line in these games and also a final. So I don't want. There is pressure, but pressure makes diamonds,
man,
and that's what it's supposed to be.
We've built it up, innit? And yes, there is pressure, and they're professional footballers. All of them have played at the highest level. Even the youngsters like Miles Lewis-Skelly has now represented England at full international level. So these players, they're not shrinking violence.
Yeah.
They've all played, most of them have played in World Cups, Euros, you know what I mean? So listen, man, they're used to pressure. They've got to deal with it, but nevertheless, let's not get it twisted. This game is big.
Okay, the dreaded time is score predictions, where we saw Turkish in the last game do 7-6. I'm intrigued to hear what he's got for this one. I know everyone wants to do score predictions for this game.
They already know. They've watched Forever Arsenal.
Oh, you've done it. Well, I would like to hear it, but in a second, let me just read the stats. Only 2 teams have ever managed to progress from Champions League semi-finals after losing the first leg. Ajax against,
Panathinaikos.
thank you very much, in 1996, and bitter rivals Tottenham Hotspur against the former in 2019. Although Spurs will loathe to give their worst enemy any pointers on captivating away comebacks, but yeah, they're the only 2 teams that have done it. And PSG won 3 of their last 4 UEFA Champions League home games, netting 14 goals across those 3 victories. However, they've lost twice at the Parc des Princes this season versus Liverpool and Atletico Madrid, only losing 3 at home in the same campaign in 2020.
I'll give you another stat.
2021. Oh, go on then.
Which isn't great for Arsenal, is that they've not come through a semi-final since 2021.
Who, Arsenal haven't? Or?
Yeah, Arsenal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's hope that.
But having said that,
changes.
I'm going to,
Score prediction.
say that my score prediction for this game is that Arsenal will sneak it on the night 2-1
Yeah.
in terms of the game, and it will go to penalties, and I'm hoping that David Raya performs better in penalties than he's done in recent penalty shootouts. So I'm hoping and praying for an Arsenal win. But I think I might sneak Arsenal 2-1 on the night
Okay.
in terms of the game.
It's all hope for me.
Penalties.
It's all hope for me. It's all heart. There's no.
But I say that more through hope than
Yeah,
expectation.
everything is hope in my prediction. There's all heart, no head on this. Pause. It is literally going to be 2-1 and then go to extra time. I don't want penalties. I spoke to loads of fans that say penalties. Yeah, we'll get into penalties. Forget all that. 3-1 in extra time. We score. Yeah, we score.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
You're
Yeah.
you're with us, but we've both given 2 different.
Yeah, mine's no comment.
Oh, no comment. Did you do that for Arsenal as
Yeah,
well?
no comment.
You've
What
had
do you mean
enough.
no comment? He's obviously for a prediction.
Yeah. Do I
You don't have to comment. You could just say the score.
So when they do the
That's
graphic, so when they do the graphic, when they do the
You
graphic,
don't have to comment.
when they do the
you
graphic,
the
you
score.
detective inspector or say this how you get him. No comment.
when they do the graphic online on socials, they're gonna put this score prediction, Laurie. What are they
I
gonna put?
hope so. I don't know. They can put what they like. It seems to rattle the whole fucking social media world. Not that it takes much to rattle them. So let's see how no comment goes down this time.
Social. If you just put Put 11-9 Turkish score
No,
prediction.
no comments, fine, bro.
198.
No comments, fine.
No comment.
There's people out there. Let me know if you feel what I'm saying. There's people out there that they don't want to give their predictions either.
All right, well, Turkish doesn't want to give his prediction, but let us know your predictions in the comments before you leave this video. Please drop it right now as we're speaking, your prediction for this game, and let's hope Arsenal go through. Please like the video on your way out, and make sure you stay tuned to all the AFTV content and build up to this game. We'll be at Box Park, Wembley again as well. Vibes, energy. We're going to be down there supporting the boys from Box Park. I'll be over in France, hopefully cheering us to a final. And again, before I close, thank you to Power Match UK for sponsoring this video. We'll see you again soon. Come on, you Gunners.